So welcome to the first part of Asia on this vlog. Asia was incredible. I mean, obviously it's huge and that covers so many different places that we saw. But to start off with, we went to Japan, to Kagoshima. And when we went to Kagoshima, we went to the Sengenin Gardens. Sengenin. That was really cool. It was lovely just to walk through all the botanical gardens. We walked into like an old master's house and had to take our shoes off to be able to go in. And then we went and had all the sushi. Oh my god, the sushi was just unreal. Sushi is a new love of mine and it was just amazing. And it was so cheap. So we had an enormous like banquet for like, worked out, ended up being like, I don't know, £7, £8 each or something. And then I went to get some takeaway sushi and I asked for what I thought was 4 pieces of sushi, and turns out I got 4 lots of 4. So I got 16 pieces of sushi for like the equivalent of £2.50, and it was crazy. So I ended up bringing that back with me, but I loved it, it was great. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
From Japan. That's just the one word I know. It's Chris.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Oh. Marcus. Put your shoes off, boys.
God, how clean socks on today.
Sophie, Hannah Reader, get your socks out for the lads.
Just my little giraffe socks.
Then went to Nagasaki in Japan, which I've actually been to before. So I got off in the morning, had some food with Tash, and then I was back on in the afternoon for IPM. IPM is a thing we have to do on ships. It's called import manning. It basically means that at all points, wherever we go and at whatever port, there has to be a skeleton crew on board to make sure that if there's any emergency duties, there are people who can handle it. So it's basically a duty. You don't have to do anything, you can do whatever you like. You can sunbathe, gym, sit in your cabin, like there's no actual work to be done, but you just have to physically be on ship. So I had my IPM that afternoon, so I had to get back on for that. But Nagasaki's cool. I think everyone enjoyed it. I enjoyed it the first time I went anyway, so it was cool to go back again. And then we had Hong Kong. Again, I was on IPM during the day, but I got off quickly in the morning, had a nice little look around with Chris and Justin, and then I stayed on for the day. And then we watched the light show from on board ship in the night. And then after the light show had finished, we got off and we had our overnight. Got to look around the ladies' markets and the night markets, which were just like crazy. Bartering with them for different things. Like I bought a nice kimono. And Sarah's really good at bartering. She gets them down by pulling a sad face. And then we had like just some drinks out in the town of Hong Kong, and it ended up being a bit of a mad night, and we didn't get back on board till about 5:45. We felt like we were on holiday. It was just like cool. There's just bars and clubs everywhere, and loads of the ship's company were out, and it was just a really good night. And then about 4 hours later we got up and we went to the Big Buddha, which was really cool to go and see. It was a little bit of a nightmare to get there because certain transports aren't running in Hong Kong at the moment, so we end up getting replacement buses and things. So we did sit around waiting for a half hour for a taxi. The Big Buddha, I think it has, I can't remember the exact number, hundreds of steps to get to the top. And we got up there, and it was just very cool and very impressive to see. And there's people that were going up to the Buddha to pray, so that was really cool to see them do that. And yeah, that was kind of Hong Kong. As I was editing my vlog that I hadn't explained about Vietnam. I don't know how that happened, because honestly Vietnam has been the best place in the world cruise for me. I've had some amazing times in loads of other ports, but Vietnam definitely was my favourite. We took a crew tour just to Hoi An, and it was just unreal. It was stunning. The place is gorgeous. I mean, the traffic is crazy. Like, you just have to push out into the road. Alfie had to come and get us because we couldn't get across the road. You just have to push and hope that people stop. But the actual place is gorgeous. All the lanterns, all the trees, and this beautiful river. It was just stunning. The culture was amazing to see. We got one of the most famous sandwiches, and that was so good, so tasty. It was just unreal, and I'd love to go back and explore the rest of it, because I think that's just a tiny part of it. So here's hoping one day to go back, because it's definitely one of my favourite places. then Singapore afterwards was one of my favourite ports I've been to by far. I loved it. Something about it just was really cool. It's very clean, it's very man-made but without looking like tacky, and it was roasting and we just had a fab day. We got up and went to the gardens by the bay, which are all the cool trees that inspired Avatar, and we paid to walk around the top of the bridge, so that was really cool. And then we just had a mooch around the town basically. Jack, one of my best mates, has lived there for a year, so he gave us a list of things to do, including going to like a food market that they have there, and we went to kind of the most touristy one, and it was unreal. Like, there's just so many stalls of so much different types of food everywhere you went, and it was like dirt cheap. It was like a couple of quid for a massive big mound of dinner. So we actually paid 2 visits. We had lunch there and then went back for dinner, because it was just unreal. The food was so tasty and it was just really cool. In the day we went to a lovely bougie beach party. Again, another place Jack had said for us to go. He said that on a Sunday they have a beach party if you're there on a Sunday, and it was, so of course we had to go. So that was cool. It was a very different type of vibe and everyone was just chilling. And went to Marina Bay Sands, which is the really posh, really gorgeous hotel, and that's shaped like a ship in Singapore. It's very expensive, but so worth it because the view from there is just unreal. So we went up there and had some Singapore slings in Singapore. Of course we had to.